What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and this is potentially going to be the final of these videos that I make in Chapter 6, so let me know what you would rank Chapter 6 between 1 and 10. Down in the comments below, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolveJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. Be going Dreamy Domain. I think been trying to record this video for a bit, and I was trying to land at the Freaky Fields area, but there often isn't very many players that land over there, and if there is, the start of the game plays out really slow with bots and stuff. So I'm hoping that with this POI being early in the bus path and being a gold POI, that we have several players end up landing here. Probably gonna land on this person and try to have them spectate me, because their umbrella is actually the Chapter 1 Season 2 victory umbrella. So they've been playing this game for many years now, which doesn't always mean that, you know, they're the greatest player of all time. And they could have quit playing and came back several times. It's not like they played every single day from, you know, late 2017 to now. But typically, if someone's been playing that long, they're usually somewhat acclimated with the game and they know how to play. I think it's actually an AI. They gave the AI the Chapter 1 Season 2 victory umbrella. I'm gonna kill it. Alright. Be on board with rich homie Ryan. That's interesting. I did not know the AIs had like those umbrellas. Kind of pick up like too late in that fight to really talk anything, but he knows that enemy is pushing him and he tries to get to right shoulder peak, and then it worked out in his favor. That was luckily a fight that was very good for the Frenzy auto shotgun, and he was able to get the last called knife here, and so now he's able to use this mobility to actually escape and get away from a situation that seemed to be certain death. And if you guys want to know how to use a knife like this, it's actually incredibly simple. You just jump, do an attack, and then land in a slide, and then just rinse and repeat that. It's very easy to make happen, and I think he had unlimited stamina there because he had used a bit of the Scooby Snacks, and the Scooby Snacks also pair well with that item. And that's like kind of one of the main limiting factors on the last call item, is like the stamina usage, but Scooby Snacks are my favorite healing item in the game right now, so it's something I want to carry anyways. He just wraps to the complete other side of the POI, and there was a fight that happened. Okay, you don't want to be shooting at that anymore. This is actually very lucky that this enemy is like hyper fixated on that guy. I was gonna say you don't want to be shooting at that person too much at that range with the revolver, because it's just like unlikely you actually get the kill, and you're making yourself an easy target for third parties. He doesn't have an AR. I get maybe shooting at it once to see like if you're doing white damage to that person, if they're like rather weak or something, but gotta let that kill go. I think he's pretty lucky. The enemy that was somewhat close to him chose to hop on the person that he was shooting rather than hopping on him, because if he got hopped on, then the other guy who was running away would have had like third party potential on that. Even if he kills the person, like he's just getting chain third partied. Now actually has an AR. Back to where he left off. Assume he wants his purple MK. And I made a spectating video somewhat recently where somebody was using the MK, and a lot of people were accusing that person of cheating in the comments because it looks like their gun had no recoil. But Fortnite spectator mode and Fortnite's replay mode just doesn't properly show recoil sometimes. So most of the time, if you're spectating someone, it'll look like they have no recoil. But even then, it's not like the recoil in this game is incredibly hard to control. The recoil the MK has is mostly vertical, so you just pull down a little bit when shooting and you're good to go there. Like, I don't think it's very hard to shoot the MK straight. It's hard to shoot it straight while tracking perfectly sometimes, but recoil in of itself is not the biggest problem. That's just a double pump fight. This enemy behind the rock is looking at him. He knows they're here. But like, he wants to buy all the time in the world that he can to heal and get as much heals as he can. I would want to get on the roof if I was him. Okay, he's actually going to push this. I don't know if his pistol and shotgun are loaded. Okay, they are. The shotgun is, at least. The pistol's loaded enough. But if his sentinel pump only had like 1 or 2 shots in it, that'd be bad. Okay, that was just player skill difference. Like, I feel like this Spider-Man, that wasn't like the best decision to make, but it just kind of didn't matter because the enemy he was fighting was not very good. And double pump reigns supreme in close range. If you're you know, competent at doing that, like you could just kind of bully people. But the word, like, where that would come back to bite you is if you try to play like that versus somebody who's like equal skilled with double pump. I think he could have got sent back to a lobby rather quick. I'm gonna capture the flag here, but I doubt there's anything he gets from it other than heals if he chooses to take them. He currently has double mobility and a double pump, so he's not carrying any heals. But I don't know if that's out of choice or just, yeah, it's out of choice. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if it's out of choice or it's just because like what he had at the time. And if you are kind of going for that setup, like I don't think capturing the flag is really necessary. It typically gives you blue loot items, and a few of those at that, gold and heals. And so the only potential thing he would have gained from that was the Wrecker revolver. The flags take much longer to capture now with the removal of the K-pop Demon Hunter stuff. I really don't think it's that great at all. I'm interested to see if he's going to go to the OXR shop over here and to buy other mobility, or if he's like happy with having the last call knife and broom, which is like a solid combo. I don't think it's the worst thing ever. But I'm just like interested to see what he wants to do. It's an AI. Oh, no, it's not actually. I just thought it was an AI because of how they were moving and the fact that there's always AI at this field. Broke shield on them there. His AR is not loaded. And I think that enemy... Okay, I was going to say, if they stopped in that bush, they could potentially beam him back good. This should be a kill, though. Like, he has so much damage and so much pressure on this person. 120 shot, yeah. There's nothing they can do, really. Probably goes back to the car now, or maybe the OXR shop. The flag at the shop has been captured, so someone was definitely there, but that could have been from, like, quite a while ago. I think that's not really that relevant of information. Could refresh the last called knife right there, but it's not that big of a deal. The durability on this thing is massive. Like, he's been using it pretty much, like, a lot since he got it, and the durability bar is still basically full. Like, you really don't have to worry about the durability with it, especially if you're just using it for mobility. Maybe it's different if you're, like, hitting enemies with it. I'm not too sure. But as far as mobility goes, the last call knife, durability's not a factor. There was an enemy just, like, to his right, but I don't think they care about them too much. I'm interested to see what he's doing. Because typically, I would want to rotate more towards, like, the middle of the map area here, because that's where, like, more enemies are likely to be. Especially with this bunker being there. But, like, this area of the map is usually, like, pretty populated. But he's choosing to go to the more secluded area. He's gonna kill the boss. Ninja Turtle in front of him. And it is a real player because they just got in a car. Oh, no. Unfortunate for him. I think he meant to, like, dash at the person as they got out of the car. And it almost just cost him. He 50-50s a lot of his close range fights like that. And as I kind of talked about earlier, if you're fighting people that are not the greatest or not using double pump, then you can like really bully them with the double pump meta. But like if he does that to a decent player, it can like quickly not go his way. And the fact that he has no heals makes it kind of hard for him to like reset or like turn a fight that's not going well for him. Only get shot once there for overshield, so it's not the biggest deal. That is not great. Unfortunately only hits one shot, but the Ninja Turtle's in a terrible spot. And the jumping attack like that does negate fall damage when you do it. So that's why he's able just to jump off like that. And that person probably got no audio of that happening. Bro, I didn't even know this Dark Maw boss was in the game. He chooses to go for shockwaves over the Witch's Broom. I actually agree with that, a lot with that. Especially with it being a stack of 4. Feels like only 1 or 2. It's like, eh. But somebody landing above him. I'd want to just hit this pad and get back up. You can maybe land on top of the vine like he did earlier. They landed like over here, it sounds like. Oh, I would not want to be on this. This scares me. I hate being on these zip lines. They're by the reboot van. Again, he can just jump off, no fall damage. And I assume this lady got no audio on it. Right shoulder peek, double pump, element of surprise. Everything going the way of that Spider-Man there. And you could probably just hit that pad again and be out if you wanted, or get his car. Or neither. But yeah, when he's like jumping off of high structures onto people like that, the amount of distance he's like gaining off that one jump, I feel like often results in the enemy not really getting any audio or notification of it because it is like relatively quiet. And with like the close range dominance that is double pump, like just that element of surprise going your way to start the fight is like all it might take to just completely end it, you know? That into a hard pump shot, into a wrecker revolver shot, into another pump shot, is just like that person cannot play the game. Still only has a green revolver, but I'm not too concerned about revolver rarity if I'm using double pump. Single revolver, it would matter a lot. No car here for him, but there is pads up on this mountain. And he could check that OXR shop for more shockwaves. Fighting going on. For the witch's room would maybe be kind of nice because you just like quickly get on that mountain. You got it, bro. They're fighting over here. And there's another team pulling up, or another person pulling up, sorry. Somebody else on there. Like playing the mountain terrain. Very good shots to open it. One shockwave isn't going to be enough to get there. And unfortunately he doesn't jump before doing it, so he goes kind of like not very far at all. In this bush. He might melee them. If you like try to do that slide attack when somebody's in a bush, sometimes you just lock onto them and hit them with the knife. Like I've done it before trying to push somebody. And then just accidentally killed them with the knife. Probably going to let that kill go, which I think is a good thing. He only has 2 more shockwaves, so he would have had to use all his shockwaves just to get there. And it's been a while since he like did most of his damage. I would want to go up towards that loot that's on the mountain where those 2 players died. But I think he's also going to go to the OXR shop and see if there's like additional shockwaves for sale. This would be a time where like even if it is crash pads in here, I would probably take the crash pads over 2 shockwaves. It is shockwaves. Mobility slots right there. What the heck? They're all bought out? I've never seen that happen. He bought the final set of shockwaves. And he's also going to buy a gold pump. So he just spent a lot of gold here. He bought a better pump and a better revolver. Imagine he gets up to that hill and there's shockwaves and a gold pump and a purple revolver. He just wasted all the gold by not looting these kills. Yeah, going to the shop there is fine, but I would just be somewhat worried about someone getting on this mountain. And then shooting down on me while I'm done there. It's a better haul though. And not much else. Eating the Scooby snacks for infinite mobility. Or infinite sprint, sorry. Six opponents remain. Utopia City probably has people right now, but I do not enjoy fighting there. I'm interested to see what happens if this player gets put on the back foot, because that's one of like the real downsides of not having heals. If a fight starts with him just taking 150 AR damage, then like that's gonna be hard for him to come back from. He's probably just gonna have to fight it and hope he out double pumps them if they like push into him. Like he'd probably shock away and then hope to get that situation. Fighting going on by the rift pod, I think. Only hits 1 shot. There's a lady over there as well, but I think that might be the hired Doja Cat NPC. Scan. Oh no, he's shooting the AI. And this is the... Okay, that's the unfortunate aspect of double pump, though. I don't even think the enemy was using double pump. They just had the exotic revolver. But that one mistake of him looking at the AI rather than, like, the player he was fighting almost just full lost him the game. Because at first he shot Doja Cat instead of the player he was actually fighting. And then I think Doja Cat started, like, body blocking. That was, like, the most useful NPC of all time. But even with that fight, like... being really bad for this Spider-Man, the double pump just prevailed over the exotic revolver. But it was close. He misses one more shot there, then it's GG's. Luckily, there's also no third parties, Because the third party there would have been an easy cleanup. I don't know how weak he was, but I think less than 50 health. I think that car is from the player he just killed. The exotic revolver is good, but the only time I would want to use it is if I was using just a single revolver, because its main kind of benefit is its better fire rate when hip firing. So if you're going to be swapping to a pump anyways, like this player has been doing, then there's not really a need to use the exotic one. Better off with just the revolver with the better base damage. Because the exotic has lower base damage, but a higher hip fire rate and a higher headshot multiplier. So it's like situations where it's better, but I think the main situation it's better is if you don't want to use double pump. But with the exotics currently only having one bunker, it's so tough to like get, or so unlikely to get, that you're just better off getting used to double pumping. Surprised he didn't get out and shoot that player. It's an AI, but you gotta be careful with the AI with the Stinger SMG. Sometimes they go crazy. And on that hill. I'm gonna try to get in the bush. Did 50 damage to him. He might push. He's pushed off less. I don't understand. He's like trying to hit them in the bush with the revolver, but at that range, I don't even know if it can hit. And if it is, it's not doing anything. So like the risk reward there is very mid. The damage he did is all gone though. Okay, now there's real damage. I was gonna say it was only overshield, which like that goes away. I think this enemy popped a slurp. If they look... Okay, not chasing here is good. It didn't matter, but when that enemy gets to that mountain like that, they can like turn and beam you. And so if he kept over chasing with the shockwaves, then he's very susceptible to just getting fried. Like the biggest part of like chasing in this game is kind of identifying those moments where like the opponent can like look to turn the fight. Even if you do have like a HP advantage, like that HP advantage can quickly go away with how melty these ARs are. And I think that lady had a slurp. And so she was going to be regenerating health too. The scan doesn't really help him. The scan on this is so limited in range that it only works if like people are really on you. It gives your location away a lot of times more than it actually benefits you. I wouldn't be... I'm more worried about the person that got away than I am the one that's behind him. Because we don't know where that guy went. And they might be decent. But I still think this Spider-Man will win this game. So those 4 shockwaves. I'm pretty sure that's an AI. Yeah. It's like the way they were shooting at his car, I did not think they were real. You could go get that car over there. And like having a car for this final fight is huge, because when it's a 1v1 like this, especially if you feel like you're the better player, the most likely way you lose the game is just somebody getting like timing on you and beaming you. And having a car kind of nullifies that. If the enemy shoots at the car, he'll know where they are, and then he's not getting caught off guard by them. Obviously, you can get fried through the window or the windshield or whatever, but it's just like more protection than just walking out. That's why having a car is so good in zero build. One v one and not knowing where the enemy is, it's dangerous. As I said, these ARs are so melty. Maybe that bush down there. I don't see anything though. Oh, they're crown activated right here. He's gonna try to... They got in the car. He can just get out and double pump them though. I think he's waiting for them to get out. The enemy has a slurp going too again. And this is a car that you could shoot through the windshield. Which he should have known because it's his car. And... GG, see through. That's rough. So, this... I think the name of this skin is Tigris. She had a slurp ticking that whole time again. She pre-popped it going into the fight. And the reason I knew that is because I heard it. I was like, she got ran over and took a bit of damage, but I heard the slurp going on. And certain car models allow you to shoot the driver from the passenger seat. And eventually the Tigris just went for that and fried the driver. And the Spider-Man should have been well aware of that because it's his car model that he was choosing to use. Like, both of my car models that I use allow me to shoot the driver from the passenger seat, but that's why I use them in case people try to steal my car. I think that Spider-Man should have gotten out and tried to double pump them through the windows and then get in again and then drive away or something. But just like, they played that more passive, waiting for the Tigris to like get out so they could, you know, drive away or get out and shoot them. And I think that just stagnant period really cost them. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.